All right, good morning, everybody. Doing video number 3 here. This is the one that I get asked probably the most about is because evidently we're holding this big secret. It's what was your diet? What did you do? Was it keto? Was it Atkins? Was it this? Was it that? It wasn't really any of that. Mel and I, when we decided to do this, I didn't want to leave it in our hands to try and figure this out, because you really want someone else kind of helping you see this. I've been doing this for over 30 something years, around nutrition, around weightlifting, around, every aspect of fitness you can possibly be in. So could I have done this? Probably, but man, it would have taken a lot of, preparation and research and other stuff. And I really wanted to keep this simple for me, to where I let someone else teach me. So we hired a guy that we'd known and we trusted. His name's Tyler Betson. He's out of Lexington, Kentucky. Excellent. He has lots and lots and lots of bodybuilders and physique competitors and fitness competitors. And he does a fantastic job. And Tyler's in it. Like you can tell he's passionate about it. And to me, that means a lot. I'm passionate about what I do, and I want to help people, especially if they want to get helped. So we reached out to Tyler, and we let him set everything up. That was hard. It was really hard for me, because I'm really, I don't trust a lot of people in the fitness world. Sorry, just don't. A lot of gimmicks out there. There's a lot of people that are just trying to make a buck, and there's a lot of snake oil people out. So Tyler's not snake oil. He's legit, and for me to say that is a huge compliment, because I don't give those out. You have to earn those. I've been in this business long enough that I know that people come and go so fast. Like, they catch on fire about this and they want to do it, they're out. Tyler's not that way. Tyler set everything up for us. We paid him every month. People always ask me, let me ask you some of these diet tips. Well, let me charge you for each tip, because I'll tell you what I paid Tyler every month, and it was worth it, because it took the thinking out of it for me to do this. Because sometimes I think, helping all these people, I can't believe they, pay me to do this. Yeah, I do now. I see exactly why. So Tyler set all of our nutritional stuff up for us, and he was excellent. So first off, let me say there was no gimmick diet that we did. There was no keto. There was no this. There was no that. It's it was pretty simple. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't Atkins. It wasn't intermittent fasting. It wasn't Mediterranean, or it wasn't Zimbabwe zippity-doo-dah diet. It wasn't anything like that. Okay, so this was 36 weeks, and, he started us out, basically, your basic bodybuilding style diet, where, you're eating really lean cuts of meat, you're eating, vegetables, you're eating carbs, you're eating fat, so, a little bit of everything in there, and I'll get into that here just in a minute. So I'll go through my morning ritual, which, we get asked a lot about too, is supplements. What magic supplement did you guys take? It was cocaine. That's what it was. The last 3 weeks, had I had cocaine, I would have taken every bit of it, because your energy level's very low. But it wasn't the supplements, guys. It's not your supplements. It's not something you're taking. It's not an outside source. It's right here. It's right here. It's your heart. It's your will. It's your desire. It's your strength. It's your discipline. It's you wanting this and staying in it. Okay? So here's your big secret supplements for the mornings. This is what I did. This is not what you'll do. So if I'm sitting there telling you this is what I did, so, don't comment on here and be like, well, I can't take that. Sorry about your luck, bro. I don't know what to tell you. So I would take every morning was an aspirin, 200 milligrams of caffeine and about 300 or 400 milligrams of green tea extract. I start work very, very early, usually around 5 o'clock. And that gets my bump. That gets me awake. That gets me going. And I might have a cup of coffee with that. I might not. You never know. Before our workouts, we take a pre-workout. Consists of about 200 or 300 milligrams of caffeine. And that was, that's what would get, help us get through our workouts, because usually our workouts are 5-6 hours later. And, you're already kind of getting tired, by that time after you've, worked all day and done stuff. Also took athletic greens every morning. What's athletic greens? It's basically ground up veggies and fruits and everything that has all your vitamins, minerals, and everything for the day in it. Tastes like a big glass of dirt, but you just get used to it, and it's not that bad. But it is really, really good for you. Also took a multivitamin, took vitamin D, and I took fish oil every day. Tried to. I got really bad on my fish oil. But, so those are some of the supplements that, that we take throughout the day to help us, along with this, because, you are putting in some, couple hour workouts here. And then later on, I had an hour and 45 minutes of cardio I was doing. So, trying to push through all that. But that's kind of how that went. I can tell you this right now: if you want the big secret to a diet, it's consistency, staying consistently on the diet. Again, hiring Tyler was the best thing. We had one cheat meal every week. So basically what we did is we took our cheat meal on Saturday night, and we worked for that cheat meal. So basically from Sunday till Saturday, you're thinking, I got to earn this cheat meal. We did. So we would go out, we'd have our cheat meal, and then that'd be it. You get to, after, so many weeks, you're kind of like, you can't eat as crappy as you want to eat, because you just don't really feel good. You almost feel like you've got a hangover the next day if you're, eating, too much. So I will get to, kind of exactly. And it's not really exactly. I mean, it varied all the time. But so we used 99% ground turkey a lot. Why? Why did we use that? Well, let me tell you, it's really easy to buy 5-6 pounds of that's already ground up. We throw it in the skillet or throw it on the grill or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. And then we can, easily prep for the week. So that was one. We do steamable vegetables because we're on the go. And it's easy for us to throw them in the microwave, heat them up and then pull them out, weigh them, those kind of things. And like I said, earlier, it wasn't a gimmicky diet or anything like that, but I will go over, kind of what we did. Your biggest thing with this is not complicating your diet, not complicating what this is really about. And here's the thing I'm going to tell you, and you're going to be like, well, duh. You're going to take in less calories and you're going to move more. It's basically that simple. This is what most of you will do. This is what all of us did. This is what I did for years too, is you'll eat good for 2 or 3 days. Then you'll have a day where you kind of binge eat. And then some of the worst people are the people that don't eat. They'll eat 1,000 calories here and 800 calories here. Then all of a sudden on day 3, boom, you've put in 3,000 calories because you decide to binge at, on cookies and fast food and other stuff. So what happens is you're not consistently, on that calorie basis, and it throws you off. It whacks your calories out, and you end up at the end of the week, I'm 800 calories over what I should have been. Why am I not losing weight? Shocker. I don't know why you're not losing weight. Another one is what we had to give up. What me and Mel really like is, we like our beer. I mean, we do. But we had to give it up. We did have it on our cheat meal. We'd have 1 or 2 beers, and that got to be where we didn't have any beers because it was kind of filling us up, and we'd much rather have the food. But that's one thing you had to give up. You had to, alcohol. Alcohol's big for people, especially, women that are drinking wine and this, sugary drinks and stuff like that, margaritas. It adds up really fast. You have to count, and you got to really count everything. On the diet, like I said, it was a variety of manipulations of kind of our carbs and our fats. Our protein pretty much stayed the same. Protein stayed high the whole time. For you women, males' protein stayed up most all the time. And here's another shocker too. I only had to really, really, really cut my carbs at one phase where we did about a 7 or 8 week. And I'm going to say keto, and most of you people are going to be like, oh yeah, I can do keto. I can eat bacon and cheese. No, sir. So this wasn't your internet keto, okay? So my keto consisted of, I could have whole eggs, I could have no cheeses. There was no bacon to be found. There was no fatty ribeye steaks to be found. There were no, briskets or, all this fatty meat you supposedly get to eat on keto. No, I was still eating very lean cuts of meat. And when I say lean, you're looking at skinless turkey breast. You're looking at 99% ground turkey. You're looking at turkey tenderloins. I'm looking at tuna fish. I'm looking at fish. I'm looking at egg whites with my whole eggs. And now, I did get almonds and peanut butter and some other fats like that got to be thrown in, which was, was good, kept my sanity. But this was a much different keto than what you would think is where you can have all these cheeses and different fats and all this other stuff. We rarely used any kind of oils to do anything with, just because it adds so much. Variety. We kept a big variety of stuff going on. So we did a lot of spices. Now on our spices, on our, all of our stuff, we had to make sure you didn't have calories in those. So, Weber's got a really good garlic Parmesan that, I would put on, my meats or my potatoes or my cream of rice or my rice or stuff like that. So we just kept, a lot of stuff in. A lot of my ground turkey would be taco meat, where I would, where I'm scrambling up, I would make, I'd throw the taco seasoning and stuff in, to have some kind of, Mexican food flavor, or, whatever, minus all the cheese and, refried beans and all that good stuff you get to go with that. But you just got to be really creative. I have to be creative. Mel's a robot. She could eat the same thing every day, all day. Never bother her. I had to stay creative. I kept it very creative. I was doing rubs on our turkey tenderloins and putting them in the Instapot. And we were trying different stuff from lemon pepper to, I found a sugar-free barbecue rub, that we used. Another thing, condiments. We could use condiments, but we didn't go crazy, so everything was, usually sugar-free, and everything had to be, 10 calories or less. And you kind of even weigh those out, because, it's easy to put, 50 extra calories on something and those start adding up. You just found different ways to make stuff, and keep it creative and, keep it going. That was, basically, what we had. If I had to give you a list, we had, vegetables, we kind of kept everything in except for like carrots and peas and things like that. But we, it was broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus. On my keto phase, I got to have avocado. So that was, that was good. But that was kind of the basis of the diet. We just ate, really clean. And like I said, we did use a lot of, turkey, because, it's very lean. Because people always say, well, what about this? Well, if it's lean, you can have it. If that's what you choose to have, go for it. I'm just telling you what we did. Okay. That's all I can tell you. One big mistake that I see people making, and I see this a lot, is they use that watch. Man, that magic watch. Well, it says I burned 400 calories in my workout. BS, you didn't burn 400 calories in your workout. I'm sorry, bro, you didn't. Nancy, it's okay. You did not burn 400 calories in your 20-minute workout. So don't think you can add 400 calories. Okay, it does not work that way. If it did work that way, you could outwork a bad diet. You can't outwork a bad diet. Let me repeat that. You cannot outwork a bad diet. Okay, so don't think because you've burned 500 calories because little watchy told you so. That's not true. It doesn't happen. Okay, it just doesn't work that way. So don't buy into the watch. Okay. What are some things we did wrong on our diet? One of the things was I thought I had to almost kill myself every cardio session, and I was going crazy on the cardio sessions, and I didn't really have to. You want to keep your heart rate up. You want to be able to have a conversation with someone, but you'd prefer not to. Like you're sitting there like, I'm talking to you, but I really wish I wasn't. So you should be not out of breath, but, breathing heavier, getting a little sweat going. So that was one of the mistakes I made, and I won't make again when we do another show. Another mistake we kind of made was on our cheat meals. We kind of went overboard. We went overboard sometimes, and I think that probably made it harder on me towards the end to where I could have, I'd have probably been leaner quicker. But, I've talked to other bodybuilders, and they do the same thing. I mean, they go crazy when they have their refeed or cheat meal, whatever you want to call it. We probably went a little crazy, on some of our cheat meals, and we should have dialed that back a little bit, and we will this time. So that'll be the difference we make. So that's what we learned from that is you want to enjoy yourself, but you don't want to overindulge to where you're feeling like crap the next morning when you get up. And that was one of the things that I feel like we'll do a better job this next time. Here's another big thing, guys, and I don't even know how to explain this, but usually throughout the summer, 2-3 times throughout the summer, mostly, whenever allergy season or whatever it is you want to call it, because, everybody wants to blame us for living in the Ohio Valley. It's why we get all this sinus stuff. Well, in 35 weeks of prepping for this, I was never sick one day. I never had any sinus stuff, okay? I normally always have to buy, kind of sinus medication to have around just because I'll get some, crazy stuff. Nothing that's I'm like, oh God, I'm so sick, I can't move, blah, blah, blah. But you get stuff. Zero. Nothing. I had nothing. Most every day I felt good, had good energy. I was able to work 8 to 12 hours a day, plus put in 2-hour workouts. During training for Highland Games back in the day, I hurt every day, weekly, constant chiropractic trips, icing and heating, doing, all this stuff. And while I've been, going through doing just bodybuilding workouts and really hard bodybuilding workouts, really pushing yourself hard, my body rarely hurt like it did, training for Highland Games. Completely two different sports because you're asking your body to do, really dynamic stuff, with heavy loads to where, bodybuilding is more, you're trying to connect to that muscle and, get that muscle to grow and, shape it and blah, 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 blah. Energy was great up until probably the last 4 to 3 weeks. And that's just because you're on a really low calorie diet and you're asking your body to move, 2-3 hours a day on a very, very low calorie expenditure. So that is to be expected. That kind of helps, or that is what you have to do to get to where you want to be at. But the health part, guys, I can't express to you enough how really great I felt, every day and not being sick for 35, 36 weeks kind of tells you a lot right there. When, for my 49 years on this planet, I've always had some kind of sinus crap, going on, throughout the summer, and to not have anything. That's a pretty big deal. But so, hopefully, you guys picked up, your big takeaway from the diet thing is consistently, tracking. We had to track our calories, every day. We had to weigh our food every day, because if you're not weighing your food, you don't know what you're putting in. You're just guessing. And a lot of times we start guessing like that. The other thing is, not relying on supplements, not relying on, just protein powders and protein bars. We don't do that. Your body would rather have the whole food, and it processes it better. Especially for women, keeping your protein up. Make sure your protein's high. A simple equation on that is this. If you weigh 135 pounds, try to get at least 100 to 135 grams of protein in a day. Oh my God, how do we get that in? Well, you just do it. You pick, if you're going to eat, 3 times a day or 4 times a day, average it out to 30 grams of protein. If you're eating 4 times, that's 120 grams of protein right there. Well, we don't know what protein is. Well, do like you do when you want that new pair of shoes. Google that crap. Get on there, look up high protein foods, and then you want to get high protein foods that are low in fat. Okay, you do not want to have a high fat content, because that adds to your calories. So, like I said, God, I cannot express to you guys how important just being consistent is, with this, is just day in and day out. And does it get old? Oh my God, yes, it gets old. Listen, I love me some food. I'm an old country boy. I love me some biscuits and gravy. I love me some bacon. And don't get me started on my sweets. Oh my God, I love me some sweets. I'd love to sit here. I'd love every day to have me a pie or a cake, or don't get me going on some red velvet cake. I mean, I'd love to have all that stuff. But your goal to be healthy, to look better, that has to overweigh that. And if you want that, then plan it for your cheat meal. Okay, plan it on that day that you're going to have that. But again, so I really am sorry that I didn't give you guys any kind of magic elixir, to go with your, the big diet reveal here. But it was pretty basic foods. Just very lean cuts of meat, vegetables. We had rice cakes, rice, cream of rice, red potatoes, sweet potatoes. There's other stuff. Like I said, I kept it creative. I tried to stay very creative with stuff, to keep sanity. But I switched it up to make different stuff all the time. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you learned something from that, or picked up something from that, or it put a light bulb off in you. That kind of will help you with your diet, especially going forward here in January. And a lot of times we see people really don't start in January. They really start in February. So if you're going to start, and it's what you're going to do, hopefully you can kind of use this as a springboard. Mel and I do nutrition stuff. If you want to reach out to us, and we can, try and help you and set you up a meal plan and those kind of things. We do that online also. So there you go. Hope you guys have a great day. See ya.